Or
Okay, terrific.
As long as I feel like it.
okay, I wasn't sure if you had a set intro.
Nah,
length.
it's like 1:10, but I can just hit the button and it's off. But hey everybody, welcome to OK Terrific, a podcast for men to get men.
I hate
We
that.
usually have other people with us, but they're late
Why is that, Chris?
because they're black. Just kidding. They're
Well,
just
you're
late.
not.
No, they're late. Well, he's late. I don't know if Ortez is showing up or not. He had a family obligation. But here we are. It is another outstanding Friday. I just had a stroke.
It's fucking trash here, man.
They had to cancel the last half of school today because of a tornado threat.
It's like 50 degrees. It's done nothing but rain today, and all it was that mist that you had to almost have your wipers on all the time.
Oh yeah, it sucks.
It was awful.
I'm not a fan of that.
But we're supposed to get like a fucking gale force wind shit coming in tonight till tomorrow. What's up, Gale?
Yeah, it's windy as fuck here. So I think they honestly didn't want to do school because they were afraid school buses would fly away. Like, no bullshit. No cap, as they say.
I hate that fucking phrase. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
Hate it. I think it's the dumbest fucking thing ever. And every time I see it on a Facebook post, I'm like, what are you talking about? We're not supposed to wear hats?
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man. You know what I mean? No, say it then. Say no shit.
Ain't no cap,
say
baby.
Shit. You can say shit.
Yeah.
No shit. It's allowed to say shit.
On God.
You can say shit. You can also say fuck on Facebook.
Mm.
You can say that on our show. I love saying the word fuck.
It's literally, it's probably our most used word, other than liberal arts.
So glad we got past talking about that.
Yeah. So,
moving on.
Yeah. The NFL draft is coming up. I know you're not too much of a draft head.
Don't give a fuck.
I did a lot of driving this week to go drive and get fucking pallet wood, so I listened to a lot of sports radio. And the main two things they're talking about is Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets, which seems to be whatever, but you know it's going to happen. And then Lamar Jackson. NFL MVP, and he's a little injury prone. He's been hurt the last 2 years, not been able to finish the season. And he wants a guaranteed contract. The problem is also that he's his own agent, which is fucking dumb.
And one of the fucking, I don't know, stupid fucking run by a Bills Mafia fucking member was talking about the amount of money that Josh Allen has made compared to the amount of money that fucking Lamar Jackson has made, and it's not even close. And they're like, it's just the talent difference. And people are like, no, you dumb fucks. It's how this contract was scheduled or was constructed. It is structured is the word I'm looking for. Sorry for that. And going back to your point right there is Lamar is his own agent, which is never a fucking good idea.
From what I've heard and watching Entourage from start to finish, the second that the talent starts to hear how people feel about them, really, that's when shit goes a little sideways.
Yeah.
Ari was always there to shield Vince from any negativity.
Mm-hmm.
I think you need that agent. It's like the difference between what he's going to get now. Like there was a Bengals player that who the fuck was he? He was playing for the Chiefs last year and turned down like a 4-year, $160 million contract or something like that. And this year he signed a 3-year, like $48 million contract. So he took the biggest wash ever.
Yeah.
On that shit. And because you just shouldn't negotiate. Take the money when you can. Lamar had a 3-year, like $150 million contract on the table. That's a good amount of change, but he wants a guaranteed contract. The only person to ever get a guaranteed contract ever in the history of the NFL is Deshaun Watson, and that's because he rapes people. Allegedly.
I didn't even know that that's the hang up here with Lamar. And I just read something real quick. I should have fucking screenshot it while I was taking my panic shit before the show.
Pre-game.
Was Lamar was in his comments in a group or something, whatever. He actually says he cares more about the fucking team, whatever team he's going to play on, than the money.
Yeah.
But in the end, you got to get paid. You got to.
Yeah. Well, these guys.
I don't know what these fucking agents get. They get a fucking healthy chunk of your change.
10%.
That's a lot of money
Mm-hmm.
to sometimes not do all that much work. And these guys don't want to give that up. I mean, we've said it 100 times in the show and in comments and whatever. The NFL stands for not for long. What is the average career? 4 years?
Yeah, 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's 3 to get pension too, which is kind of messed up too. But at a certain point, you just got to be like, hey, let's come back to the table. Let's do 5 years. Usually like 80% of it's guaranteed.
Yeah, then take that.
Yeah, but he wants fully guaranteed, which isn't going to happen, especially because he's been hurt the last couple of years.
Yeah, and that was the one rub too. He mentioned that he's been hurt, and he's like, now I'm sitting out for money and whatever, and you guys are giving me shit. But before I was sitting out because I was hurt because I wanted to get 100% healthy before I went out there and gave it all for my team. But you guys only see one side of this, and I'm like, I get it, I understand it, but at some point, man, take the money and run.
If you're an athlete, you gotta get bank when you can.
When you can. And we can all sit here. What the fuck is stuck to my foot? We can all sit here and bitch about all this money that these guys are making, but it's that half the time it's not their fault.
Well, they're the ones going out there getting CTE and shit like that. Like, fuck it, man. Like, make your money. You see that like in that Last Dance documentary. That was pretty eye-opening.
Yeah.
When you look at Scottie Pippen had to take the money to provide for his family, but he probably threw out earning 100x on what he took, Yeah. And he also is a phenomenally terrible investor from what I've heard. Yeah. He lost all of his money. All of it. And then in the Last Dance, he's talking about how he's like, Jordan's the best player in the world, whatever. Then when Scottie sells a book, Scottie comes out and is like, I believe I was the best player in the world. Like, let's pump the brakes there a little bit. Now, is he my favorite player of all time? Absolutely. I love him. I
love his voice.
Oh, yeah. He's got that Alabama draw to it. Arkansas is
where he was from, yeah.
But, dude, it's a little crazy. Let's see if
Would you? And I don't know. I mean, I've seen everybody's takes on this, but what are your thoughts on Cam Newton's comment about that there's not 32 NFL starting quarterbacks better than him? I agree with him. I do. Personally, I do.
I don't know. I think the only one that I could think of that he is possibly better than is like Jacoby Brissett, which...
What about that Ritter kid in Atlanta? I mean, I'll easily say there's 20 to 25 better than him. But I mean, I don't think he should be out of the league. I think he's talented enough to be a starting quarterback on one of these teams.
What's up, Ortez? Hey, Daddy. At a certain point, you don't want to deal with the headache.
And I think that's the problem.
That's the problem. And then everyone wants to say it's like collusion or whatever. They're trying to keep me out. They're not trying to keep you out. You're annoying as fuck. You're annoying. You can be as talented as you want. It always comes down to the fucking Mendoza scale from fucking How I Met Your
Baseball,
Mother. Yeah. You have to be like, you can be talented and kind of crazy. You can't be kind of talented and really crazy.
Yeah.
He's walking around like an asshole with that fucking haircut, and he wants people to take him seriously. Grow the fuck up.
Yeah. Put on a fucking normal suit and walk in.
And in his years in New England, he didn't really have it. But that dude got the shit kicked out of him. And that's where Josh Allen's heading, in my opinion. I think they're going to fucking Cam Newton him. They might get to one Super Bowl, win it or not.
That's cute.
I think they will eventually.
I don't think they're getting there.
But win it or not, like the dude is he's going to be out of the league. He's going to have a 10-year career. When most quarterbacks coming in now can play for like 40 years.
He's a big kid. He can handle it.
Until he can.
Not for long in this league. You can't. Even I don't care that he's 6'7", 245 and building a brick shit house. These guys, once he once he crosses that line of scrimmage, their fucking eyes light up.
Yeah.
I mean, we all saw that fucking hit from back in the day that I don't know who the fucking corner was in the Bills that fucking laid out Brady,
Winfield.
blew his helmet off.
Yeah, Winfield.
Yeah. You know, that's what they live for.
Yeah.
They want to break you in half, and they will. And Allen has taken a beating the last 2 years.
And it sucks.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There we go.
Your asshole sounds like a scary movie door.
I know. If I could have kept it going, well, I've been looking around for a door to open.
It's an escape room of poo. Yeah, so
But
I don't know.
I think Cam Newton should be able to latch a job somewhere. I
Yeah.
really do, but
Sure. I need a job. You need a job.
not in the NFL being a starting quarterback.
Yeah, but at a certain point, like, how fast would you dip out? Let's say, I wonder what his career earnings are. Give me an over-under on what you think his career earnings are.
Career
Yeah.
115.
I haven't hit enter yet. I think it's a good guess. I'm going to go 116. Price is Right rules.
Fucking dick.
Price is Right rules. Shut the fuck up. I got fucking 8 goddamn computers now. Newton. Hard to type on a big TV. Career earnings. 115, 116, 133 and a half.
Well,
So he's made 133 million and a half.
yeah.
And give me 5 million and you'll probably never see me again.
I wish I need to crowdfund this right now.
Please make my friend disappear. Yeah. But at a certain point, I'd just be like, I'm good. Like, you know, and I bet you miss the camaraderie. I bet you miss like walking into hotels and all the fanfare and all that kind of shit. And these guys have been chosen ones since probably what, 7th grade?
Yeah.
And then it's like what we were talking about last week with you know, women's looks, when they put all their everything about a woman is how she looks. And over time, Father Time's undefeated. The looks start to go. You better have something else. And I think with some of these athletes, they just don't.
No.
But if you were a coach, would you bring them on? I wouldn't. It's a fucking circus. At least Rodman.
I wouldn't and just be like, hey, this is it. These are the rules. Just like, you know, they have on the Yankees. No fucking facial hair. You got to have your hair cut.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a mustache, it has to be fucking it can't go past the outside of your mouth or whatever it is. All those fucking rules and shit. And have it with him. Sit down and have your team there and say, listen, what follows you around is a fucking circus. We don't want a circus. We want a talented guy to come in here and lead our football team. That's it.
Yeah.
Throw fucking touchdowns, complete passes, make plays, shut your fucking mouth. Don't be a circus.
Yeah, it's tough. I wouldn't bring him on. I'd be like, yeah, we're good. I'm going to go with Nathan Peterman. Ride or die.
You would.
He is absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
I heard this weird story about the actor Owen Wilson. Jerry says he's on his way.
Okay, well, we'll see him.
Only a half hour late.
Now.
Dude, you saw the text I sent you yesterday.
Now. He's only a half hour late now.
Now, yeah. Yesterday, I'm like, hey man, I'm gonna head to the bar. I'll see you there. He's like, I'm already here. I'm like, okay, cool. So I go, do like a lap around the bar. I don't see him. I go to the bar, get a beer, and I'm like, hey, where are you at? He's like, I'm here. I'm like, the fuck, are you dressed as a fat white lady?
Are you wearing a costume?
Yeah. He's like, no.
Why?
He didn't show up for another 45 minutes. And he said he was there.
Was he confused about where there was?
No. I don't think. I think not. Anyways.
Hey, are you on your way? You walking out the door right now. As you're getting off the couch and realize you still have to take a shower and
Yeah,
find clothes to wear.
dump.
You still got a half hour drive to get there.
Wipe your butthole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, I know, and that bar usually gets kind of busy. There's like a few different things going on. He said he got pulled over by a state trooper. Oh boy. So Jarian was probably shot. If it's anything like I see on TV, anytime a black dude is around police officers, they get killed. So we're gonna miss you.
Yep. Thanks for being part of the show 4 times. Jesus Christ.
He is a very, very tiny. Like, the first time I saw him, I thought I had shit just fell out of my shorts. It was like a little nugget rolling around.
Let's talk a little bit, since we were talking sports and athletes and dumbness and shit.
Sure.
I cannot get over how fucking soft the NBA is.
Oh, it's gross.
Not just the play.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw the clip that I sent you about looking LeBron's travel the other day, and the Bulls announcers absolutely roasted him, rightfully so.
I don't know how you're going to say that. Like, the LeBron Jordan comparisons are just tiring at this point,
dude. It's
not even comparable.
No. But Kyrie had a fan kicked out the other night.
Mm-hmm.
That same night or the next night, Westbrook had a fan kicked out. Now, if somebody says something racial or something about your family,
sure,
you're going to see a reaction in that area. Like, fuck, man, I can't believe he said that. Or, yo, it was him. All these times, it's just some dude sitting there.
Yeah.
You're soft. Your fadeaway sucks. You can't dribble. Keep traveling. Did you get your passport stamp with that one? If you can't take that shit, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Go play a sport where you're not going to hear this from the fans.
Yeah, I don't get. And again, there's certain liberties that I think a lot of people take. Like, you and I talking about how much Cam Newton sucks. We still can't do a tenth of what he can do.
Yeah.
Ever in our prime.
No.
Not even.
A 10th is too high, I think.
So there is that. But, this words hurt shit is just stupid as fuck. Like, I was at a stoplight today with my kid, and there was this girl that she was crossing the street and she got caught. It turned green before she thought it was going to turn green. Now, to paint the picture, you remember Grimace? Picture Grimace with fat old titties and blue hair. So this behemoth of a woman.
It's still really cute that you can really call her a woman. You don't know what her pronouns are, so
that's true.
You can't assume gender anymore, man.
Well, her big old flappy titties started flopping around, and she is running, and you could just hear her knees going, "What the fuck? What is this? I think it's running, man."
We're already stressed enough, you asshole. Why are you doing this to us?
The cup in my thing had little ripples in it. I'm like, Olivia, don't look at
Godzilla.
It. Don't look at it. So, I wasn't even thinking, but I was like, ugh. And Olivia's like, what? I was like, that lady's really fat. And when she was running, everything was just jiggling everywhere. And I said, ew, out of my mouth when I should have just kept it in my head. And she's like, it's not nice to say that. And I was like, but she is kind of fat, right? She's like, oh yeah. But this words hurt thing is like, I think fat shaming can probably help somebody. I think athlete shaming, when LeBron literally skips down the fucking court without dribbling. Like, my son's in 3rd grade or 1st grade, in his, I think, or 2nd grade, 1st grade. Do I have a son?
Some kid I know.
What's happening? There's more dribbling in that than the NBA. And then you say some shit and you get thrown out. Do you think, honestly, even when they do say, the guy said something racial, there's no fucking way that some dude goes to an NBA game and hates black people so much that he can't hold the N word with the hard R on it in.
And where are these guys sitting? They're all sitting in the first 5 rows.
They're all
Those
courtside.
seats aren't fucking cheap.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, this bonus I got from work. What are you going to do, Greg? Well, I think we're going to take the wife to Paris. And what are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to charter a boat. We're going to
pool.
sail to the Bahamas. What are you going to do? I'm going to go call LeBron James an uppity N-word. Like, what? There's better ways to spend your money, dude.
Yeah.
I really can't stand Russell Westbrook. I'm going to go.
He's got a very punchable face.
I do.
He's got a square head.
He's one of the best athletes to ever play the game, though. I do really. But, you know, I wrote this thing a long time ago called the LeBron Paradox. And this is like before, I think right when he went to Miami the first year and they didn't win. And the problem with people like LeBron, those people, okay. The problem with people like LeBron and like Westbrook is that they have to control everything, and that's why they aren't perennial winners. It's not that LeBron is bad at basketball. It's not even that he's a bad teammate, but his propensity to have to control everything, and everything has to run through them, or they start to get a little complainy, like Stephon Diggs. Same kind of thing.
We had to talk about that at the bar this morning.
It's just getting a little weird.
And I just sat there and I'm like, would Beckham help the team? Sure. Would a couple of these other guys that they're looking at, these big time wide receivers, help the team? 100%.
Yeah.
But when you take away Diggs' targets, you're going to see him crying on the sideline.
Yeah.
You're going to see him bitching at Allen. Do you want that shit? We already saw it twice last year. Once in the playoffs and once before when he was openly crying. People were like, oh, he's wiping sweat from his eyes. It was too hot. Fuck you. He was crying.
Yeah.
He was pissed at Allen for not targeting. He doesn't get his 12 or 14 targets and get his. He's going to let everybody know, I'm him. I'm him. Fuck you, clown.
And then
You're a good receiver. You're not the show.
He's legit a number one.
And I said it. I won't argue that point. But he is a fucking prima donna.
Yeah. And
they said he was like that in Minnesota too.
But you see it also too, like when somebody needs their touches, they used to do this with T.O. all the time. Dude needs his touches. So the first 7 plays of the game, he has 5 catches. So then you don't have to hear from him for another 20 or 30 minutes, and you could actually get to your fucking game plan.
Yeah.
It's
I hate prima donnas in sports.
I mean, again, like with the contract, like I get how when somebody sees somebody else get paid and they have like similar stats, you're like, no, I'm worth more. Like fans think of it as a team problem. Well, if we pay that guy $22 million a year, we're not going to be able to get other people because we need to win a championship. That guy's like, fuck you. I only have a couple more years in this body, and I need to set up my life for after football. So I totally get the need for all that kind of shit. But the prima donna stuff of like these guys just like whining about fucking everything at a certain point, it's like, just give it up, dude. Just give it up.
You know, if any of these fucking clowns that and LeBron's very guilty of this too. He's had people thrown out. That Kyrie and Westbrook and fucking LeBron have had thrown out. If these guys ever said something to Jordan or Kobe, they'd have their families murdered. You think you're going to get away with saying something like that to Jordan or Kobe? You saw those guys interact with the fans. They'll give that shit right fucking back. And you won't say another fucking word.
These guys dunk with
he says I had a weak fadeaway. He needs to go. Fuck off, you pussy ass bitch. I can say that on my podcast too.
When he goes over to Spike Lee and tells him to sit your ass down.
That's
my favorite moment in sports.
And Spike Lee just runs his mouth the whole time.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he talks good smack talk, and these guys respect him, and they give it back to him.
Yeah.
And he doesn't fucking cry.
Yeah, that's true. Oh,
something came loose over there.
I think we might have.
What? The third leg of the tripod?
I don't know. I mean, it's a big leg.
I heard something.
It's a stumpy leg. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of over sport. Like, I used to think I'll never get to a point where I'm done playing video games. And I can't tell you the last time I sat down and played a video game.
I've got two. I just bought 2 more for this PS5.
Well,
that
I
I gotta
mean,
play
you're
and
laid up for a while, you know.
yeah, but I was gonna buy. I had to buy one anyhow. I got this PS5 and no PS5 games. I
Yeah.
can play games on my PS4 on it, but it ain't quite the same. And everything I have, I've beaten. So I wanted something new. So I got a couple new games, and I've been trying to play it a little bit more. And I'm playing this Assassin's Creed Valhalla game.
Dude,
It's like Viking shit.
I have it. It's great.
Is it? And I was playing it, and I got to this part. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Why are people from today talking? What's going on?
It's
like,
not as good
and
if you can get it. Assassin's Creed Black Flag
okay.
is basically GTA, but you're a pirate.
Okay.
So the history of this, they kind of fucked up because they made it more about telling the story, and then they started to make really cool fucking video games, and they still wanted to stay true to the story. The story basically is this. This company invents the ability to go into people's genes and travel back in time to alter history.
Okay, so that's kind of where I got in this point.
Yeah.
That's what I was just
Then
saying
you're like
before.
in this Animus place. You're like, what the fuck? It's like Skylab or some shit. Like, what am I doing here?
I got there and I was at this remote cabin in fucking Vermont or some shit.
Yeah.
And there's a skeleton in the backyard with a fucking shield on top of it. And it's the character that I'm playing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's all these lights and wires and shit. And you go back into this house and they got all this shit set up. And I was reading all the stuff and everything. And then there was a machine. And that's where I figured out that, yes, they're tapping into the DNA and they're allowing you to go back and see what happens and do all this shit. And how right through history, I was like, okay. And I'm barely into this game. I mean, I've probably played it for 10, 15 hours. But again, I'm barely into it because I'm retarded bad.
That one's a little bit harder than the other ones. Cause I bought it because I fuck with Vikings. I like Vikings, but it's not as intuitive as some of the other games. But man, it's the first time I ever saw a video game where I said, "Wow, that's beautiful."
Yeah,
like there's this. I don't know if you've gotten to a place where you climb up on a thing and you kind of like scan the land.
Yeah, the high point there.
The artistry behind that is just fucking amazing, dude.
Dude, if you ever get a chance to play Horizon Zero Dawn or Horizon Forbidden West, do it. The fucking gameplay in all that shit is incredible in that game.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Your sister told me to buy the first one.
That
when I got my PS4. That's why I went to her. She told me to get the other game that I got, God of War.
Yeah.
Aragnacock or Gargantuan Cock, something like that. No.
Speaking of Gargantuan Cock, one just walked in.
Ortez?
What do you need, dude? My mom. You need my mom?
Oh, it is Ortez.
Get fucking spiderwebs all over that dick. If you're looking for juice, not being racist.
Not grape.
If you're looking for
grape pop.
If you're looking for juice, there's some upstairs on the counter.
Hi, Tucker. Can I help you?
Sounds about right. All right, I guess I'll set up another mic. Man, it's like the laziest podcast we've ever had. I mean, I feel weird that we're like doing a podcast and like no one's on screen right now.
Podcast sucks. Everybody want to make drinks at the same time.
Yeah.
Let's hope my vodka to water ratio is good this time.
1 and 5.
Oh, I gotta plug my computer in.
Check. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Cool. No one here gets out alive.
Thank you. I got trapped down here with my dog. What's up, dog?
Okay, that's good. Jerry's is good.
That's very delicious.
Cool. Headphones.
We're Tez. Oh, this
Not
shit's
good.
Eastern? Yeah. Eastern Standard Time.
That's not good. Okay.
Yo, Chariot really went live when he got pulled over by the cops.
What is it?
This is him going live. He
All
got pulled when he got pulled over. He looks so sad.
right, I'm gonna drink.
Oh God. But yeah, back to video games there real quick. I'm terrible at them. I enjoy them as a 50-year-old gentleman. I shouldn't be playing video games anymore, but it does let me slip into an alternative reality. Alternative. I'm not even drunk. I can't even say words, but I'm terrible. I'm a button smasher. I go through all the tutorials. I get everything that I need. And then in the heat of the moment, battling the boss, I just start smashing buttons and then I die. Then I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this differently. I know what I got to do. And it just keeps repeating itself over and over and over. And then I start getting mad. And then I start throwing controllers. And I start swearing. And then I have to stop for a second and wonder, maybe this is why my blood pressure is way too fucking high. And then maybe it's because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing is the reason why I cannot complete these missions. But eventually, sometimes all the crazy button smashing just works and I can get through and survive. And then I tell everybody how good I am at these things when it's a full-on blatant fucking lie.
I'm not sure it'll start again, sir.
This car is registered as being totaled. Why is it being driven? I brought soda because I thought you would have had something I could have mixed it with,
Oh, okay.
but I'm not going. I'm going to drink your beer.
Cool.
You take a shot of it. You're like,
Fair. I guess I'll kill this podcast. We'll just start again.
Hey, man, what you're in charge of this
Okay.
complete and utter shit show that is this. So
All right, we'll come back strong.